We have a special guest in the studio, and he's a young man, very talented, a musician and a singer, and he does lots of different types of songs. So we're going to talk to him. His name is Kevin Hill Jnr. Must remember that bit.
Don't forget the junior.
And let's talk to him. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thanks. It's so cold, isn't it?
It is. Well, I'm right next to the radiator.
Oh, right.
So I'm all right.
So
They're looking
all
after
right.
me over here.
So you're all right. Anyway, as I said, you've been doing all these different things for what, 13 years?
Yep.
Musician? Are you a musician as well?
I'm going to pretend I am because you've said so.
Oh, right. That's the best
well, I wouldn't call myself a musician. In fact, most of the musicians I know definitely wouldn't call me a musician. But I played drums for 6 years at school.
You're a musician.
Okay, you said so. That's it.
If you play anything, instrument, you're a musician.
That's going on the website now.
And as I say, you've been singing anyway for about 13 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're very busy at the moment, I understand.
I have been. It's January's always fairly quiet, but this month it's been quite kind to me so far.
Good. And you started off basically as a Michael Bublé tribute, didn't you?
Well, I actually started doing covers anyway, and then a few years into the singing, then I started with the Bublé tribute anyway, and then a few years into the singing, then I started with the Bublé tribute,
Right.
which like that I've been doing for.
And now you're going on to Motown and
6 or 7
soul
years
and
now.
all the lovely
Something
songs
like
that people get up
That's
and dance
right, yeah.
to.
Can't beat a bit of Tamla and
no,
soul.
especially for parties and
That's
things.
right,
you
yeah.
know.
People want to dance as
they do.
wonderful as swinging jazz is, and if I could sing ballads all night, I would. But people do want to dance.
Oh yes, I like to dance if I'm out of an evening. I just think it makes the evening, doesn't it? Really.
That's right.
Yeah. So when you were tiny, when you were young, going to school and that, did you really ever want to do anything else other than singing, or has this always been in your blood?
I think without really knowing it, yes, in more of an entertainment way, as opposed to just singing. I couldn't sing when I was a kid. I was useless. I sounded like Mr. Bean with a cold. You're laughing over there.
Right, just a picture it comes home with Mr. Bean with a cold.
That is the best way I can describe it. It's quite accurate as well, if I remember rightly.
Okay. When I next see Mr. Bean, I don't watch him very much, but when I next see him, I shall be thinking of that, Kevin. I really will. I should think, oh yes, yeah, with a cold. But then when you left school, did you do any jobs before you?
I did, yeah. I left school and I was running a karaoke at the same time as working. That was a good sort of way of me getting out into venues and still performing in front of audiences. But I left school. I had a few jobs. Trying to think in no particular order. I was a postman for a little while. The singing postman, they called me.
That's the trouble with postmen. They're out in all weathers, aren't they?
Oh, they are. But it's better than walking the streets. It was it didn't suit me very well being out gigging late at night and then trying to get up and get out on my bike. I can't ever. Just very strange thinking back to me being a postman, cycling around on my post bike.
But still, it's all experience, isn't it?
It was an experience, yeah, for them more than me.
Yes, quite. It wasn't as Mr. Bean, was it?
Mr. Bean on a bike delivering mail. Now there's something the BBC should probably think about.
Yes. And talking about the BBC, as you were saying to me before we came on air, you are actually, you've been going down to the studios, Pinewood, and you've been delving in the film world.
Yes, I'm a thespian now. That's thespian.
No answer to that.
Yeah, I've been, last year I started, I took an intense acting course.
Imagine it's ever so interesting.
It was very interesting. I learned so much. I was really worried, well, I was a little worried, about taking this particular course because it was for people that were quite advanced and people that had been doing it for a while. But I took a chance, and turned out I wasn't too bad at it. So I've been taking advantage of that. Didn't have much time to give to it last year. I managed to get back to Pinewood 3 or 4 times last year, but this year I'm going to really try and push for it. Especially the first few months of 2016 aren't as busy as the rest of the year. The beginning of the year is often quiet-ish, so I definitely have more time to give to the acting now. Wow.
Look out for the name. Kevin Hill Jr.
Yes.
Up on the big screen.
Could be. Crime Watch.
Yeah.
A
comedian. He's a comedian as well, as you probably gathered. Have you ever thought about going into comedy? Or do you? Do you do that as part of your act?
I'm trying to think of something funny to say now.
Actually, yes. I mean, it's lovely to have a little bit of a laugh anyway on stage, isn't it? To do things, and it all turns out well. So, are your mum and dad musical?
Yeah. Now, my mum was a singer. My nan was a singer.
Really?
And my old man is a dustman. That is
supposed to be
almost true. I mean, my mum was a singer, like I said, and she still sings, but she doesn't have too much time to give to that at the moment. No. But she's still got it. She's still better than I am. And I'm not being biased. She's fantastic. And apparently, though, I never got to hear my nan in her day, but my mum reckons that she was even better.
Really?
And
so you've got this singing quality from your family?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, my dad's he's musical. He's got good rhythm, and he actually he can sing. My dad, but he prefer being down the club and with a pint in his hand rather than a microphone.
Well, that's it. We've all got different ideas, haven't we, about how to enjoy ourselves?
Yeah.
But when you go on stage, you have a band, yes?
Sometimes, yeah. If the budget's there, or if that's what the client requires, then I've been doing more band work since last year.
Have you got your own band, or is this some?
It's my band. Depending on who's available, there might be a couple of deaf musicians filling in. But I'm very lucky that the group of people that I'm surrounded by at the moment, they're very talented. I'm very happy when I'm with them. I feel very lucky. Not quite as lucky as they are to have me leading the band, of course.
Of course. Anyway, while we're talking about your music, I've got your CD in front of me here, and it's. I'm just trying to read it through. Oh yes, it's. I've got glasses on, and I'm young blue eyes.
Yeah.
Is that what that says? Young blue eyes.
Me.
Oh right, okay. That's good. That's good.
Young blue
you do some Frank Sinatra, do you?
I do plenty of Sinatra. Yeah,
and Dean Martin,
and Dean and Sammy.
Yeah. I think
Darren.
That sort of music will never ever go.
I hope not.
No.
It's
no. It's like Elvis. It will never ever die.
Never.
No.
He's. Who's bigger than Elvis? Maybe Jesus or something. I don't know. But Elvis just seems to go on and on and on.
Yes, he does. You're right. No, what I was going to say was with this CD, I'm going to play one of the tracks on it, and it's called "Go Away, Little Girl," and this is Kevin singing. You can judge for yourself.
Go away, little girl. Go away, little girl. I'm not supposed to be alone with you. I know that your lips are sweet, but our lips must never meet. I belong to somebody else, and I must be true. Go away, little girl. It's hurting me more each minute that we delay. When you're near me like this, you're much too hard to resist. So go away, little girl, before I beg you to stay. This, you're much too hard to resist. So go away, little girl. Let's call it a day, little girl. Please go away, little girl, before I beg you to stay.
And that was Go Away Little Girl, and that's sung by Kevin, and he just told me that's his own arrangement and his own pianist. Yeah, there you go, you see. So very talented guy, really, really love it. And a great guy to talk to, because it's just nice that people, you know, if you interview somebody, it's just nice that it flows and we have a laugh, and you know, that's the main thing. And I think laughter is one of the best things on earth, really. But going back to your type of music, what do you listen to when you're at home? Do you listen to this type of music, or have you got something else that you like to listen to?
I listen to a lot of this type of music. I listen to a lot of big band, swing. You know, your obvious ones like Sinatra and Sammy Davis, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin. My favourite from that sort of era and genre is probably Tony Bennett. Listen to a lot of Tony. But like we mentioned earlier, I love soul and Motown as well. I appreciate all sorts of music. I listen to a lot of classical as well.
Yeah, do you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Not too knowledgeable on it, but I love it. I listen to it as often as I can.
Yeah. Well, you need to have a lot of knowledge about a lot of music, really, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, to and obviously people ask for requests. It might be something out of your usual thing that you do. But you know, you obviously need to know a little bit more about everything else, really. And so, you know, you're quite happy with your life as it is.
I'm a happy little bunny. I am.
You can see his face. He's beaming here, absolutely beaming.
Well, that's the vodka you and me have just been drinking out the back there. That's what that is.
Do you know, he's dreadful. Don't take any notice of him. So it looks as though 2016 onwards is going to be great for you.
I definitely hope so.
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm feeling confident. I've got some excitement with the band being more involved in my life this year. It's exciting for me, and with the acting as well. You know, it's two big new things that I'm really looking forward to. I think it'll be a good year.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, and I think you very much deserve it. I really do, because you work very hard, like a lot of the singers that we see, and it isn't an easy life. People seem to think it's so glamorous. Yes, it is up to a point, but it's still hard work to get noticed, to get everything.
That's right. There's a lot more to it, you know. A lot of people think you just sort of turn up, press play, and get paid, and go home. There's a lot more to it than that.
I'm sure, and you've got to have the breaks, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to advertise yourself and have the breaks.
Oh, that's right.
And once people, I think, you know, once people see you and perhaps have been to one or two of your gigs, then word of mouth is obviously very, very good.
Definitely. Probably 90% of the work I get is from word of mouth. It's great, you know. You put on a good show somewhere. It's so important to always do as best as you can.
Yes.
You never know who's out there.
Well, no,
looking,
no,
you know.
you don't. That is very true. I mean, it could be somebody in the audience who's somebody who's very prominent in, well, even in films or in music and everything, and that's how it takes off,
That's right,
isn't it? Really. Anyway, it's great to see you again, Kevin.
Well, I really appreciate you inviting me back.
It's really good because it's nice to know that you're getting on well, and hopefully, the next time I see you, we'll be at a gig. You tend to go. Trouble is with this young man, he does not do work round here. He seems to go off somewhere else, and we don't seem to see him very much. But one of these days.
One of these days.
Oh, here we go. Go on, carry on.
Well, actually, I started singing a song that I don't really know, so that was it.
Okay, I think at that point, we'll say thanks very much, Kevin, for your help and coming to see us today. It's been really interesting,
you're more than welcome.
I wish you every success in the future.
Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon.
Okay, thank you.